If you ever have the opportunity to visit Rome and go to the Vatican, at St. Peter's Basilica, you're going to see that there are two huge statues at the foot of the stairs. On the left is St. Peter, and on the right is St. Paul, or vice versa. It's been a while since I've seen them. But it stands that they are at the heart of Christianity. These are the disciples that went out and spread the word to the West. And as a Western church, we embrace them more so than perhaps some of the other apostles. St. Thomas is really associated with going to India, and so he's very important there. And so as you look at where these apostles went, those churches had particular affinity to them. And so the Western Church from Rome has particular affinity to the two saints we celebrate today. But they are both apostles. Peter actually walked with the Lord. And while Paul may have heard him preach in the temple, Paul at that point was known as Saul, and he persecuted the church after the resurrection and ascension until his own conversion experience of meeting Christ on the road to Damascus. But that experience so changed him that instead of just being a follower of Christ, he became a doer of Christ. He became an apostle. You and I belong to an apostolic church. An apostolic church is a church of doers, of people who go out and do what the Lord commanded them to do. The difference between the two terms is the apostles are the doers and the disciples are the followers. But as an apostolic church, we're to be doers. And so, as we listen to these readings today, we hear that both Peter and Paul were rescued from situations which were horrible, and being imprisoned, being persecuted. They were freed by God. You and I also face situations in our lives, be they poor health, unemployment, handicaps, homelessness, discrimination of all sorts of ways. We face those situations differently as Christians because God sustains us. God frees us from those situations and helps us overcome the angst that we sometimes feel. The sorrows are made easier because God helps us bear them. Illnesses are made easier because God helps us bear them. So in this feast, as we celebrate the gift that Peter and Paul are to the church as examples of people who went out and did things, even to the cost of their own lives, we can take heart to know that God is there with us just as he was there with the two of them, sustaining them, helping them finish the race, helping them achieve paradise, which is our goal as well.